Yo, what's up guys, it's Dreeked here. Welcome back to another arena video, and here we have the Ananas Dragon Cookie meta. As you can see, I have Ananas Dragon Cookie at 5 stars, and I will be showing you how to use them to the greatest potential that they actually have. And there is going to be a few teams, well just one, without Ananas Dragon, so if you don't have Ananas Dragon, don't fret, it'll be alright. So let's actually get right into the first team. So this first team right here, obviously it's going to be what you expect, right? DE completely gets replaced, and then Ananas goes right in. It's pretty much going to be like that. Not for every single team. Obviously, Ananas does add in a lot more value. So let's actually look at what value Ananas actually does add in. So the skill here is this: as the Song of the Dragon Tongue resonates, Ananas Dragon Cookie reclaims their ancient power and transforms into a mighty dragon, granting HP shields and golden dragon tongue to the team. Ananas Dragon Cookie unleashes a powerful roar and gains dragon's power. Additionally, it inflicts fear on all enemies. Fear is really good. Applies Ananas Dragon's rage and summons a meteor, dealing damage. That's the first burst of damage. Fear from the roar cannot be removed by Purify and is not affected by debuff resist. Ananas Dragon Cookie then soars into the sky and crashes down, dealing damage, knocking enemies back and sending them airborne. Gains energy of Earthbread at max stacks, applies Rock Seal to their target. As the Master of Earthbread, Ananas Dragon Cookie is immune to the Rock Seal. Okay. At the start of the battle, if Ananas Dragon Cookie Biscuit has 2 or more Earth-type damage up bonus effects, Dragon's power is enhanced. So, Golden Dragon Tongue is debuff resist plus 30%, damage plus 10% for 30 seconds. That's really good. That is basically Venom Doe's replacement. It's because Venom Doe's not being used as much since Povidone is just that much better. Damage plus 18%, but if you do have the 2 Earth lines, which you should all have, it is plus 23%, all skill damage resist bypass plus 35%, deals extra damage to targets with HP shield for 20 seconds, stacks up to 1 time. So that's actually really good. The damage here is all going to be Earth type damage. Anything good is the Skyfall plunge damage is 1,394% of attack plus damage equal to 19.6% of max HP, which is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. And then all these other skills, Skyfall Shockwave is attack minus 15, damage dealt minus 25. Ananas is crazy good. Very good. Rock Seal explosion damage does 2,000% of damage, and true damage equal to 25.5% of max HP. And also, Ananas Dragon Cookie scales give max HP 35, damage resist plus 41.5, damage dampening plus 41%, and also cooldown minus 3% per 6% of attack gained from toppings, capped at minus 30%. So Ananas is absolutely broken. So now let's actually get right into the first team. So Ananas Dragon's build, we're gonna pause on MT for a second. We're gonna go straight to Ananas Dragon. So Ananas here is using a 2-2. My damage resist lines suck. I have 2 earth damage, 2 damage resist, bypass. When you're rolling for Ananas, please prioritize earth damage over everything else because damage resist bypass is built into the skill and is not as important, and earth damage will scale a lot more inside the arena. Also, you do want those 2 earth damage lines so you can get the enhanced skill. That is also very important. You need to understand that. For the build here, it's just going to be full raz, 6 raspberries, damage resist, cooldown, attack. That's pretty much going to be it. As much damage resist, as much cooldown, as much as attack as you can get. Make sure you have 60% attack on this page right here. On the toppings page, you need to have 60%. That's how you know you're going to be good to go for Ananas, so you have the full amount of buffs. And obviously for the beast, get 2 damage resist bypass and 2 earth damage, all set with that. And now let's go straight into the other cookies from the team. So Millennial Tree is going to be running the same stuff, damage resist, cooldown, HP for the topping substats, as well as having a debuff resist tart and a debuff resist topping. So that is going to be most important for Millennial Tree, and it's obviously just going to be the same build. And for the 2-second build, it's the exact same. Millennial Tree's builds haven't changed that much, and they probably won't ever change unless something drastic happens with MT. Yeah, this is going to be it for MT. Remember, full HP on the Biscuit, and also you need to have as much HP as possible. See, my MT has 2.5 million. You need it because MT heals based on your cookie's max HP. That's most important. And remember, MT needs a 1-second start. 1-second start for MT, so he was going to be going first inside of the team. So remember, you need 3.9 or more cooldown, and also make sure you have a lot of damage resist. Now for Timekeeper, it's going to be the same story. Damage resist, cooldown, attack, full chocolate. These are my toppings. This is my Biscuit. Full damage resist bypass, 60 bypass. You can go for 33 cooldown, but I just go for 35 just to inflate my power a little bit more. With the 6-star, it scales a little bit more if you have more cooldown, but you can honestly sack a cooldown sub for a crit sub. Keep that in mind when you are building your Timekeeper. Remember, full bypass, damage resist, cooldown, attack for the substats, 6 chocolate toppings. Now for Povidone Iodine, it's going to be the same exact thing as my other video. My builds really haven't changed at all that much. So it's going to be damage resist, cooldown, attack on these toppings, also with 1 amplify buff topping and 1 amplify buff tart, full bypass on the Biscuit, and make sure you do have 20 or more amplify buff, as well as having 25 plus damage resist and as much cooldown as you can get. Also, stacking attack is very important for Povidone Iodine, as a lot of her skill comes proportional to her attack. So make sure that that is is also raised a lot as well with the peanut toppings here. Now for Sugar Swan, there's going to be 2 different builds. One with the 2 debuff resist, 1 crit, 3 attack, and then one with the normal 3/3 build. This build is kind of used if your Swan is getting sort of like stun locked and such. This is really good. Your Swan's getting stun locked, she can't cast, use this build. The subs I use for this build are going to be damage resist, cooldown, and attack. I have 1 crit topping on here, that's where the 9% crit comes. And now also you have the debuff resist as well, making sure your Swan won't get stun locked. So for your stats to look good, you want 20 plus debuff resist, 25 damage resist, 9 crit can be fine. You want to focus the rest on attack and also cooldown as well. 33 cooldown is a little high since I have a full cooldown beast kit, but make sure you obviously want it to be 30 or above. That is going to be the goal that you want to meet. Me personally, since my Swan is 5A, I like using build 1, which is going to be the same old story. Cooldown, crit, attack, full on. So just make sure that you do have Swan's build correct. And also you need 3 raspberry toppings at the minimum to make sure you get the full force of Swan's Aura of Vitality, which is healing plus 0.8% for every 1% of attack gained from toppings. And that's automatically gained from the 3 ras toppings right here. See, I have 40% attack here. I maxed out Aura Vitality, so it's all good. So for the first battle I'm going to fight, it is going to be up against a standard team right here. You can tell with TK being in the bottom middle position that an Ananas is going to be hidden, and obviously Povidone Iodine will be hidden as well. So let's go right in. It's actually going to be my guild leader, or former officer, not leader. You can see Ananas' skill. So much damage from the Meteor. Cast Ananas. There we go. It should be a very easy win. So what you want to do with this team, obviously I won. So what you want to do with this team is mainly try and aim for mirror matches. See, as you can see, my MT out-healed the enemy MT way more. Same promotion, I just out-healed more. My Ananas, because I was on the proper build and did everything right, absolutely out-damaged the enemy Ananas because of the pure raw power that a 5-star has. And honestly, I gave these teams to test out with the Mint Collective, which you should totally apply for. Apply for Mint. They tested these teams and they said they work. This is good. So I'm going to be sharing these teams with you guys and sharing the counters that they found with me so that everyone is going to have a more enjoyable arena experience. So let's actually go straight onto team 2, since this team actually really isn't used that much. I really don't use standard other than on my defense. Speaking of my defense, let's actually go there real quick. So as you can see, my defense does have standard. My favorite defensive combos are going to be the jewelry box and the whistle. Where's the whistle? Jewelry box, whistle candle, or box candle. Those are my favorite. I do not put monocle on my defense. I just only really use it for the main team on attack. So for good defense treasures, it is going to be the candle and the box, or the box and the whistle, or the whistle and the candle. That is going to be good for the defense. Also, I am running the same builds for pretty much everyone, I'm very sure. Yep, all the builds are the same on my defense. So it's pretty much just going to be, the standard team is going to be your defensive strategy. It's going to be your favorite team to go to on your defense. You shouldn't be running much other teams on your defense. So that's the reason why I shared it first. So let's actually go on to the second team. So the second team here is going to be the Ananas-less team. This is actually going to be one of my friend Raxi's teams who he shared with me through the server, through Mint. Here is actually going to be a really powerful team without Ananas Dragon. Why? It's just because Silent Salt is that good. So let's actually go right into the toppings here. So the MT is actually going to be on the 2-second start build, DR, debuff resist, HP, all that. You could run 1-second MT. Either of those don't matter. I honestly am just going to switch back to 1 second just because I like the cooldown, but that doesn't matter because Silent Salt is actually going to be on a 4 Choco 2 Raz build. 26 cooldown, lots of damage resist. I have 29, lots of bypass, and also as much attack as you can physically get. That is going to be the most important part. Just need to get as much attack as possible, as much damage resist, as much cooldown as possible. Around 26 to 27 is all right. And also make sure to get your bypass for Silent Salt all the way up. He is going to have a 1-second start and going to be going first. Timekeeper, exactly the same. Povidone, the same. Swan, the same. So how I use this team is I use this team to counter scam teams. So as you can see right here, I see scam teams everywhere. They are everywhere. You can tell which team is a scam team and which is not. This is obviously going to be the same team. You can tell if there is a rally. If there's a rally, it's most likely not a scam team. See, this here is a scam team. This is a really powerful scam team that this cannot beat. So what I use this team against, I use it against scam and I use it against standard. So let's actually try and real quick, let's find their, nope, that's a scam. Oh, perfect. This is a lower end scam and will be easier to beat with the Silent Salt team. So let's actually go right in. Salt promos do kind of matter a lot for this. Not as much, but my friend Coop with a 2-star Silent Salt said that he did have problems running the Silent Salt teams, so just be aware with that. So if you do have a lower end Silent Salt promo, it might not work the best for you. Also, don't forget the treasures are going to be the candle, the box, and the TBD ticking jelly watch. So let's go right in. Okay, so it is going to be a scam team without Dark Enchantress. For some reason, the sustainability from this team is just unmatched. And I'm gonna win in 25 seconds. Like, see how easily I win versus people with lower end promos? It'll also be easy for you guys to win with your promos because it's just kind of just mismatching. This person's beat me a lot. It's not about your promos, it's mostly about your builds, then it's about your promos. Yeah, that's gonna be another important part. So you can use this team against Scam. You can obviously swap in the whistle for the box if that helps a little bit. And the main goal of this team is going to be killing off the enemy Ananas first. See, 0 damage, Silent Salt went first and stunned the enemy Ananas. That is the most important part. And also you can tell it's not a scam team since I have a rally and they don't. So the rally is going to be a sign of MT. So if there's no rally, that means there's no MT and it's going to be a scam team. So let's go right into another battle real quick. This is actually going to be, should I fight this? No, I'm not going to fight that one. Okay, here we go. This is a standard team that I'm going to be fighting with this team. This is going to be Spring, someone with a 5-star Ananas. So let's see if this works. It's a really, really powerful standard and you can tell it's standard by there being a rally. The question mark means there's a rally. So let's go right in. I was right. It is Spring and it's going to be, look, a 5-star Ananas. Everything else is maxed. Same promos as me. Absolutely, really, really, really good at Arena. So just watch. Actually, to get my Pobedone to cast, the Ananas is kind of going to be a problem just because I wasn't able to kill it off really quick. The Assault revives and perfect. Roughly the same amount of time, and even without Ananas, I was able to beat a 5-star Ananas. Why? Because, look, MT only did 15 million healing. Mine did 30, which is arguably the same amount, but look, I was able to just shut down his entire team. Timekeeper wasn't able to do anything, Tree wasn't able to do anything. Pobedone did more healing than Tree. That's how quickly I was able to kill off the enemy's team and make sure that the standard actually dies, and you actually don't need Ananas to be successful inside this arena. Now that we're done with the 2 standard teams, so Ananas standard and non-Ananas standard, I have a team that I want to share with you guys that actually is really good. It's actually going to be the same team that other person was running, that Lorazepam was running. So this is actually going to be the Salt Scam. It's going to have the Scroll, the Whistle, and the TBD Taking Jelly Watch. So as you can see here, a lot of the builds are actually going to, it's going to be literally just the same. So Silent Salt's going to have the same build, Ananas is going to have the same build, Timekeeper same build, Pobedone same build, and Swan same build. It's really just mismatching your combos, mixing and matching up, and making sure that you're actually doing everything correct. So as you can see here, I'm doing my comp correct. You can also swap out the box for the Scroll, but I personally prefer Scroll. And Lorazepam also said that Scroll was better than box. They have low promos, so it's actually going to be a much more valuable opinion than mine. So let's actually go in and I'll show you what teams to hit with the scam team in a bit. Another thing with this team as well is that you can actually run it on your defense. A lot of people are running it on defense and it's actually really good against standard teams. So people who don't know the meta that well actually may fall for the trap and will be able to lose to this team on your defense. I do run it on my defense sometimes, so it is like kind of a 50-50. Let's actually refresh real quick to get a blank slate. No, that is a Silent Salt team. We're not going to be fighting these. Shouldn't be fighting that. Shouldn't be fighting that. Not that. I don't want to fight that. That's just going to be a mirror match. You can win mirror matches. It's not that consistent though. So for our first battle here, we're actually going to be fighting against Spring again, and this is going to be the standard team. So I'm actually going to be attacking this with standard. So let's actually see how it goes. Perfect rotations. Ananas gets revived, and then there's this instant damage explosion. And I already won. Everyone's alive too. Very, very quick battle. And as you can see, I only gained 3 trophies, but it doesn't matter. I'm proving a point. Look, this team was able to one-shot and kill the enemy Ananas. That is the main thing that this is supposed to do. Absolutely one-shot and absolutely kill the enemy Ananas. This is going to be the only battle I do with this team because no one's really running standard, as this is like the #1 counter to standard inside the arena right now. In the way that you're actually supposed to use your Ananas to kill the other Ananas and make sure that the enemy other team can't do anything else against your comp. So as you can see, another max promo person completely defeated by by this team, and it's actually going to be a really good team to run into pretty much everything that you see with a rally. So besides 2-2-1. For 2-2-1 counters, which is absolutely everywhere, not that one, here and here, we're going to be fighting both those guys with Pure Vanilla. Pure Vanilla's still here. He's still here, and he's here to counter 2-2-1. So how to counter 2-2-1? 1 second tree, same Ananas, same Timekeeper, same Povidone, and PV is going to be 50 damage resist, 15 cooldown, like 13 to 15 is fine. And also 2 amplify buff and 4 HP toppings with 3 damage resist and 1 cooldown. So make sure you do get that. So 50 damage resist, 13 to 15 cooldown, and make sure your PV is also promoted. It's fine if he doesn't live. The only reason why we're using PV here is because of Compassion, which triggers if there are no other healing cookies in the rear row and grants the team immunity from silence and cooldown debuffs. So that's also very important to know. So let's actually go ahead and fight these 2-2-1s. The only team that this team counters is going to be the 2-2-1s. Just watch. Just watch. See? Because Silent Salt can't silence any of my cookies, I literally just won. Wow, that was really quick. Silent Salt can't silence my cookies, and I just end up winning and killing off the enemy MT right off rip. Yeah, this team is absolutely broken, and also, I am going to be sharing a video from one of my collective mates, Cooper, who is actually going to be placed way down here. I think he is in... Where is he? He's in the 40s. Hold on, where is he? There he is. So this is going to be my collective mate who's in Winterman. He uses the PB team all the time to actually farm and come up. His best finish inside the arena is actually only going to be number 205. So the fact that he got to number 57 with my teams that I shared to him early because he's in the Mint Collective, he was actually able to push all the way up to the top 60. So that's absolutely insane that he was able to do that, and congratulations to you. Before we go to his battle, we're actually going to be fighting a fully maxed out team. So this is actually going to be Diesel, my other collective mate who is in Peppermint. So let's actually go ahead and fight him real quick. Same story. No Ananas, no problem for PV. Should be all 4 of your cookies are able to do their skills, or else you're probably going to lose. You need all your cookies to be alive, and it's going to die here. I know exactly how this goes. Then my Timekeeper casts, and I win. Absolutely really easy. So there we go. There you have it. Another win. So now I'm actually going to hand it over to my friend Cooper, who's going to show you his variation of the PV team. So let's go right over. All right, so here we are on Cooper's account right here. He's actually going to be number 30, and he actually was able to push up to GM1 using the teams that I shared with him and also the rest of the Mint members. And also a huge shout out to Mint Maple for getting their first ever GM1 right here. First time ever in GM1. Go give him a thumbs up on the leaderboard. Congratulations to Maple, who's also using my teams to get into the GM1 category. We have 8 Mint members in GM1 right now. We have a lot more on the leaderboard. You can even scroll all the way down. You see so many Mint members here. All the way from 1 to 100, there's Mint members. We're all going to be on the leaderboard. We're all over the place. So let's actually get right back into what I'm trying to explain here. So here is the Silent Salt 2-2-1 team. You know that this team is going to be only beaten by the PV team very consistently. As you can see here, Cooper's got kind of mid promotions. They're not the best, other than PV being maxed. A 2-star Povidone, 2-star Ananas, 2-star Timekeeper. That's pretty average, right? It's kind of average promos. And also a 4-star Tree. That's kind of low on average, when on average people have like a 5-star 1A by now, because MT's been out for about like 6 months, 7 months now. So let's go right into his topping. So he's following the same guide as me, you know, all the stuff I sent to him. So he's copied my stuff. 1 second start Tree, full HP on the biscuit. Don't forget, Ananas is going to be the same. Followed all my builds. Timekeeper also got the 33 cooldown mark. Povidone followed my stuff again. And PV also, since he doesn't have a DR, CD, and HP topping for amp, he is using 5 HP 1 amp. That's fine. It's been working for him. I would mainly recommend using the 4-2 just because you get the set bonus, but 5-1 is fine if you don't have any good amplify buff topping. So for the battle here that I'm doing on his account, I'm going to be fighting a Salt team. That is going to be 2 front, 2 middle, 1 rear. The fronts are going to be Millennial Tree and Salt. You can tell it's going to be Millennial Tree because of the rally effect being hidden. Let's go. Okay, so it is going to be someone who's actually in GM1 a lot. So as you can see, their promos pretty good. 3-star Timekeeper, 4-star Povidone, 5-star Silent Salt, 2A Tree. Really good promos. Kingdom level 95, 3A Swan. Doesn't matter. Just watch. Monocle for extra heals. Very important. Don't even need the 30-second mark. Already done. already completed. There you go. Ranked up to 28. Now, as you can see here, look at the damage chart. What sticks out to you right here? MT dying. You don't need max promos to kill off enemy MTs. Cooper did it. He's got 2-star on both of the main damage dealers. All 3 main damage dealers he's got 2 stars on. Still is able to win against these consistent players who are always in GM1. So GM1 is possible if you do have the right stats and guild and are running the right teams. So make sure, don't beat yourself up over it. Always try and stay positive about the arena, even though it can suck sometimes. Stuff like this can happen. So without further ado, let's go back to the main video. And that is actually going to be Cooper's perspective on the PV team. So it's actually very important to see that this team actually can work for lower promos. With a 2-star Ananas, a 2-star Timekeeper, it still works. Even with lower promos, these teams still work. So that is proof that this team is really, really, really good against the 2-2-1 Silent Assault team. Before we actually end off the video, I'm actually going to get into some counters. So the Team 1 counters itself and is also really good on defense. I wouldn't really recommend to use this team anywhere else besides your defense, or also mirroring or even hitting people with lower promos. It's just a lot of people are running scam, and it's easy to get mixed up with scam and standard if you don't know when to look with the rally, and also if people can turn off the rally as well. So that is also going to be very, very dangerous. So just keep that in mind when you are using the main team. When using this team, you should be fighting scams. You should be fighting lower end scams, not high end scams. You can also fight standards with this, and you can just use this as an all-around team and as a defense team as well, but maybe not, because PV absolutely destroys this team. So PV counters Team 2, Team 1 counters itself and also can counter some of these teams, and also Team 3, the scam team, can counter this one, can sometimes counter this team, and can definitely counter this team. This team is countered by everything but this team. PV is specifically engineered to beat Team 2, and also if you're having trouble beating scams with this team, you can even go back to using the old Bunny scam. So as you can see, 2-second MT, same salt, same Timekeeper, Bunny, you guys should know the Bunny build by now, I don't have to explain it, and Swan, and also using the whistle and the candle. This is actually gonna be really, really good. Before I, end the video, I actually want to do one battle, one real quick. I gotta find a specific person for this. Okay, there, here. This is going to be Bing, a level 100 player from the Chinese community, very good player, and this is the only team I can beat him with. It's an old team from 2 seasons ago. Still works, and Bing is actually going to be running the Dark Enchantress version of the scam. So this team is actually going to work a lot better on the Dark Enchantress version rather than the Silent Assault version, and as you can see, our promos are very even. Max promos besides 5-star Ananas, and also I have a 5-star Ananas as well. So MT should die off rip. Salt going first does guarantee victory. No, doesn't actually guarantee, but it should be the Timekeeper show for this round. Since there's no MT, your Timekeeper will be able to sustain with the MT. Just watch. And now it's only Povidone. There we go. And that's a win. As you can see here, best cookie, obviously Timekeeper. 100 million plus damage every round from Timekeeper. MT is going to be taking a lot of damage. And also being able to shut down the enemy Timekeeper, which only did 10 million damage, and Ananas didn't even do the most. It was Dark Enchantress that did the most. So that's also very important that you actually kill off the enemy Timekeeper, kill off the enemy Povidone as well, only did 20 million. Wow, the enemy Povidone did 35 million healing. Wow, that's actually insane. I haven't seen it that high in a while, but the 2-2-1 Salt team isn't working for you as well. This team can work really well against scams. So again, let's go over the counters one more time. So standard, defense, and also can be hit into itself, and also this team. This team can be hit into standard. These are kind of interchangeable. It's hard to tell early in the season. Remember, for standard, you can also run very different treasure combinations, like literally any of these work. Vessel's really good with standard. Just depends on your account. Also do Vessel Chest, Vessel Whistle, but I just liked the classic chest whistle for standard. So, and then remember, this team, it can beat scams. This team's way better on countering them, tested by Mint members as well. This team is very good against Team 2. Only use PV when you're fighting Team 2. That's it. Standard, remember I already said standard. And also, this team, you can also replace Silent Salt for Dark Enchantress with Dark Enchantress with a 2-second start with the full bypass and also damage resist cooldown attack. You can put Dark Enchantress here over Silent Salt, but I just prefer Silent Salt, and I just think Silent Salt's better. So this team will be able to counter the standard team a lot. It's going to be a very popular defensive option. May be able to counter this if you promo match it, promo diffs. This is where promos would come into hand, where this team maybe has a 50-50 chance of beating it with max promos. Max promos versus max promos, 50-50 shot. So I would be careful when fighting this team with scams and and also scams into this team with promotions. And also PV only beats this, cannot beat this, probably can beat this, but this should only be used on scam teams like this without any rally. As you can see, no rally means this team will most likely work. Also depends on your Swan promotion and your MT promotion as well for this team. So honestly, I think that is actually going to be it for this arena video. So do expect more to come. I've been very, very busy IRL, so that's why this video is so delayed, but make sure to leave a like, also comment, say W Coop for letting me use his account and get a video on his account. So if you're here at the end, say in all caps, W Coop, and I will heart your comment guaranteed. So adios.